Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good day, wherever you are watching my video from. I hope you are having a great day so far. So, have you ever wondered what are the chemical reactions that take place inside the human body? Did you think about it and you didn't know exactly what's going on? So here today I'm going to explain in some easy terms a little bit about the different reactions that take place inside the human body. Okay, so let me share my computer screen with you. Let me share my computer screen with you. So first we will talk about digestion of foods that we swallow. So first comes to mind is chemical digestion. So, chemical digestion. First we are talking about chemical digestion reaction that take place inside human body. So what exactly is chemical digestion? You may have wondered, may have seen the word or come across the word, but you just don't know what exactly it means. Okay, so this is a process in which swallowed foods is broken with the help of enzymes, with the chemical agents, reagents, help of enzymes into small parts. For easy digestion in human body. So that is what chemical digestion is all about. Now next we will talk about fats and proteins. Okay, so next we are going to talk about fat and proteins. So first fats. So human body, human so human body needs fat and proteins because they provide ample energy to human beings. Okay, so let's first talk about fats. Okay, so we are going to talk about fats. So let me change the color of the ink so that it becomes little interesting. So So fat molecules are non-polar molecules. So you're wondering what is a non-polar molecule? Okay, what is a non-polar molecule? So a non-polar molecule has an even distribution and positive and negative charges. Negative charges. Okay. Thus, it has no region of partial positive or partial negative charges. No region of partial positive or partial negative charges. So I said that fat is a non-polar molecule. That means an even distribution of positive and negative charge on the molecule. Okay. As opposed to a polar molecule. A polar molecule is the opposite. Okay. Polar molecules, polar molecules have, is just the opposite of non-polar molecules. Opposite of non-polar molecules. That is, if I move this a little bit up, that is polar molecules. Polar molecules have an uneven distribution of positive and negative charges. Negative charges. Okay. Okay. So, example of this polar molecule. Let me, example of polar molecule is water. Is water. Okay. In water, in water, oxygen atoms, oxygen atom is more electronegative than hydrogen atoms. What does it mean? Okay. It means oxygen atom has a tendency to attract electrons from two hydrogen atoms in water. Hydrogen atoms in a water molecule. In a water molecule. Okay. So thus the oxygen atom, one atom, is slightly more negative, is slightly more negative than the two hydrogen, atoms. So basically we have an uneven distribution of negative and positive charges, negative and positive charges in a water molecule. In a water molecule. Hence, it is a polar molecule. Hence, water is a polar molecule. Water is a polar molecule. Is a polar molecule where the charge is separated. Okay. So one end of the molecule is more negative than the other end. Is a polar molecule. So why do we need to know all this? Non-polar is fat, polar is water, because water is needed in digestion of solid food. Okay. So let's talk about proteins, and then we will talk about the role water plays in the digestion of the foods that we swallow. So let's create some space and change the color of the ink. So let's use blue. Okay. So now we are going to talk about proteins. Okay. So we are going to talk about proteins. Okay. Or as I'm writing with this. So proteins are made of repeating units called amino acids. So proteins are made of repeating units called amino acids. Okay. Human body needs protein as a storehouse for energy. Okay. Water, when we consume a food containing protein, water breaks down, water breaks down the protein into its into amino acids, which then get which then get absorbed in our blood and gets absorbed in our blood. In our blood. Okay. And the bloods, the blood cells then carry the dissolved protein or dissolved amino acids actually. Dissolved, let me erase this and write it correctly. Dissolved amino acids to tissues, okay, to cells, to tissues and organs. Okay. So the reaction when water is used in chemical reaction or chemical digestion to break down solid foods. This process is called hydrolysis. Is called hydrolysis. Hydrolysis. So you can see that water plays a very important role in digestion of food products. Okay. So let me create some space and move this thing up. Let me change the color of the ink. So next we are going to talk about polysaccharides. So we talked about the need of fat, okay, protein as food for human beings because they provide energy. In this aspect, sugar or polysaccharides, okay, plays a good, an important role. Human body also need carbohydrate or sugars because these are storehouses for energy, that we need every day for daily life. Okay. Now, usually we consume polysaccharide, polysaccharide, saccharide. As you know, multiple sugars, multiple sugars. Poly means multiple, saccharide is sugar, polys, polysaccharide foods, right? Foods such as starch in pasta. Okay. Here also water is needed because digestion, during digestion, polysaccharide are broken down into simple sugars to help human body absorb them. Body absorbs them. And this is done through hydrolysis reaction. Lysis reaction in presence of water. Presence of water. So water, that's why the doctor said drink a lot of water during the day. So let me summarize what I talked about, some of the chemical reactions that take place in the human body that you are not sure about. So let me recapitulate what we went over. So let me move the screen up. So chemical digestion reaction, it takes place inside human body. So what is a chemical digestion? It is a process in which swallowed food is broken with the help of enzymes into small parts for easy digestion within the human body. Who helps in these reactions? Chemical digestion, enzymes, water enzymes. They help in the reaction, but they do not participate by themselves in the reaction. They help in hastening the rate of the reaction, in quickening the rate of the reaction. So, first thing, then we talked about fats and proteins because both of these compounds, fat and protein, are storehouses of energy. So, fat molecules are non-polar molecules. What is a non-polar molecule, you ask? A non-polar molecule has an even distribution of positive and negative charges. Thus, it has no region. Let me make sure that, yeah, it is no. Thus, it has no region of partial positive or partial negative charge. So, even distribution of positive and negative charge. On the other hand, the opposite is polar molecule, which has an uneven distribution of positive and negative charges. So, maybe I should be able to correct this and write in red pen. Basically, if I move this, oops, pardon me. And then no. Okay. Okay. So I'll take care of this also. Okay. So polar molecules is opposite of non-polar molecule. Example of non-polar molecule is fat and protein. Non-polar molecule do not have uneven distribution of positive and negative charges, whereas polar molecules, on the other hand, have uneven distribution of positive and negative charges. What do I mean by that? Prime example is water. Water has two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen, as you all know. So oxygen is more electronegative, that is, it has a tendency to pull the negative or electron out of the two hydrogen atoms towards it. So the oxygen end of the molecule is slightly more negative charged than the hydrogen end of the molecule, which is partially positively charged. Okay, so example of polar molecule is water. Why do I discuss so much about water? Because water is needed in chemical digestion, period. Okay, what are some of the okay, food that we absorb? We eat proteins. So what is protein? Protein is made of repeating units of amino acids. We need protein. Again, amino acids provide us with energy. So when we consume a food containing protein, okay, water again breaks down the protein into amino acids. It is important that water plays a vital role here, because water is the chemical that breaks down the protein into amino acids, which then get transferred through blood into different parts of the body, different tissues, different cells and different organs of the human body. Again, amino acid is needed because it stores energy, and energy, as you know, helps us to do work. Okay, we also need carbohydrate. Carbohydrate example is sugar. Now sugar is can be simple sugar or polysaccharide, multiple units of sugar. What is a good example of that is starch, which comes from food items like pasta. So again, we need water. Okay, water breaks down the polysaccharides into simple sugar, which is easy for the cells and the tissues to absorb. Again, sugar is a storage of energy, and it helps human beings to perform daily tasks. So sugar, proteins, proteins which are amino acids, all of these, and fats, all of these are needed to keep the human body going. Okay, I think I will stop here today. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and if you like this video, share with your friends. You and your friends, please subscribe to my channel by hitting the red subscribe button at the bottom right corner. And please do not forget to watch me tomorrow when I'll be back with another interesting video just for you. Thanks for watching. Take care. Have a nice day. See you later.